Hi guys, Andy from Life Portraits here. Today what we're going to do is we're going to play with this little baby. This is a beautiful lens from Canon, it's an L series, 17mm, but what's special about it is it's got a tilt and shift function which allows us to alter how the camera and the angle that the camera sees the subject. Why do we use it? Well, we use it, one, on architectural photography, because it means we don't need to angle the camera up to get the tops of buildings. We can simply use the shift function to move the lens up, and then we don't get horrible distorted verticals. We use the tilt function because that allows us to alter our plane of focus, and that can produce some really interesting results. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about this lens. It's a 17mm f4, okay? It's an L series, Canon L series lens. You'll notice it's got a massive bulbous front, almost like a fisheye. What that allows it to do is, when we show you the functions, is it allows the camera to peek out the corners and get a much wider angle of view, but a selective angle of view, unlike a fisheye which just shows everything and warps. It's manual focus. It needs to be, so you need to make sure that you're happy in working a manual focus lens. And when you do a ×2 or ×3 or ×4 zoom up on your backplate in live view, that helps you get your focusing right. The real trick about this lens is three things that it does. First one is this bolt here, and watch this section of the lens. When I loosen it off, is it moves the lens, as we've got it set up just now, right to left. This is the shift function, okay? And what this does is it alters the plane of focus. Now actually, more normally, and this is the other lovely thing that this lens does, I can rotate the lens on the lens mount to a number of different locked positions. And again, tilt the lens up and down, and it just moves the area of focus and the plane of focus. I'm going to show you what that effect gives. It's a little bit difficult to explain, but it almost looks like an image, almost becomes like a model toy image. You'll understand what I mean by the end of this video. Okay, the one that I use this type of lens for mostly is for when I'm doing architectural photography, and that's its shifting function. So again, I'm just going to put it this way around. Its shifting function, when we're vertical, moves the lens up and down. And you can see that here, just how much it actually moves. What that does is it enables the camera, using this beautiful, beautiful bulbous end element here, to essentially look up without being angled up. Now when you angle a lens up, particularly a wide 17mm like this, your verticals come together. What this does is allows you to change the field of view in a vertical manner so your vertical lines stay straight. Let me show you what I mean. So what we've got here is we've got beautiful kind of cityscape skyline. You'll see this because we're filming on this camera as well just now, so you'll see exactly what it's looking at. It's normally, you can get to the top of all the buildings. What I'd have to do is I'd have to angle my camera up to about that much. So I'm now getting the skies and the rooftops. I'm cutting out this little bottom bit of the rail which is coming into it and getting the river and a nice balanced photograph. But as you'll see on the video when we put it up, my verticals have just gone like that. It's an absolutely ridiculous picture. I could correct it in post, but that's going to mean additional cropping in by the time it's done the warping effect, which is going to be rubbish. So the beautiful thing about a tilt and shift lens, using the shift function on it, is instead of angling my camera up, I'm going to set my camera so it's in perfect line. So the center of that is in the center of the picture that I want. It's in perfect line and perfectly straight, which I think is about there. Now again, when you cut over to the video which we're doing on camera here, you'll see now that I've got loads of river in the bottom. I've got a little bit of the banister on this walkway in the bottom, cutting off the tops of buildings, and it's not a good shot. But now all I do, is doing this the right way around, is I turn my shift function, and I can then shift the lens and raise up where I'm viewing, get the tops of the buildings, get the river in, get that beautiful sky in as well, without getting those horrible angular vertical lines which I would get from angling the camera up in the first place. Now this is a manual focus lens, so I do just need to get my focus in properly. There-ish. So that's in there. And then I'm going to take this off video just now, so I'll just be on this one here, so yeah, I can actually take a photograph and get all the rest of the Another beautiful thing about the shifting function on the lens is if you're shooting a multiple stitched together panoramic, particularly if you're shooting that on a wide angle lens, it's messy when you have to turn the camera that way and move it and move it and move it and move it and move it. When you go into post-production, you get weird warpings and all sorts of things going on. There are ways around that, but it does mean moving the camera as you do your panoramics, and it's a real pain in the neck and takes forever. But then all you do is you start at one end of your shot. I'm just going to take that up a little bit more. Just correct my angle a wee bit. You start at one end of the shot, take the image, and then I'm not going to do that because we're videoing here, and then you just move the shift function, take another shot, move it again, take another shot, move it again, take another shot, so on and 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 so on. And then with those, all you're doing is you're actually shifting. It's as if you were picking up the camera and moving it to there, picking up the camera and moving it to there. But it's doing all from the control of the lens here. You're getting perfectly vertical uprights, and that'll stitch so much better and will look so much better once it's all stitched together and processed. There you go. Beautiful lens, I want one.